Hi, Big Man Up Top listeners. It's us again, Ed.
Yes, hello, Joe. How are you doing?
I'm good. We just can't tear ourselves away from the microphone.
I know, we're supposed to be having time off, and we're just it's like when you go to the beach and you're constantly checking your phone.
Yeah.
Do you ever do that?
What do you mean?
Well, because emails and stuff, and
No, I mean, I don't really like the beach, so and I don't check my emails on holidays. So
okay. Tell me about this. You don't really like the beach. What's this?
It's boring, isn't it? So boring. It's all. I think the idea of it is always better than what actually happens.
Is this like camping for you? Is it?
Yeah.
It sounds great, but it's actually terrible.
Well, I don't think camping sounds great anyway. But you think of the beach. Maybe I'm not going to the right beaches, but it's always windy. Sand everywhere. I'm just bored.
Get yourself to Marbella.
Why are we talking about beaches? Because you check your emails on the beach. I guess it is, yeah.
We just can't stay away from the studio, can we?
It's the work-life balance, isn't it?
Yeah. The Big Man Up Top / other work balance.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were at the National Christian Football Festival this weekend, weren't we, Joe?
Yeah, we were. We spent afternoon and evening there on Saturday in Shropshire. It was like Sunday League tournament situation. We were getting to know the teams, the backstories.
Yeah.
It was a really good time.
Hearing all the chat on the touchlines, It was tremendous. And we've got a clip coming up from our time at the National Christian Football Festival coming up later in today's episode. But there's been a bunch of stuff happening in football, and I just thought, let's see if we're rusty.
See if we've still got it.
Yeah, it's like coming back to pre-season, isn't it? And having to jog around the building one more time.
There's pictures of us up on Twitter of like, what have they done over the break? Have they put a bit of weight on?
Yeah.
Are they finely toned?
I definitely have. But,
I think you're looking good, Ed. I complimented your hair as well before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Whether we can actually podcast or not is another thing. So, what happened? We're recording this on Monday. Last night, Joe, was the final of the Club World Cup. Now, we're going to talk a little bit at the National Christian Football Festival about the Club World Cup, but the final was last night. So what happened in the final, Joe?
Well, Chelsea won. Ed, which no one saw coming.
No.
They won 3-0.
So Chelsea are the best team in the world. Is that what we're saying?
I think that is what has happened. What a roller coaster of a season, and it's ended with Chelsea being the best team in the world.
Yeah.
Who'd have seen that coming?
Who would have thought?
Yeah, Chelsea played quite well. There was a lot of chat of Chelsea out PSGing PSG.
Oh, right.
Don't really know what that means. I think the chat was, and I'll be honest, Ed, we've had our things to say about the Club World Cup. I didn't fully focus on this game. I've watched 2 games in full, this one and the PSG semi-final. Both times went for a walk at half-time and was fine with the walk being a bit extended.
Yeah.
One of those. I think Chelsea went long quite a bit and kind of beat the PSG press in that way. And that's how they beat them.
Go back to basics.
Yeah, just get it launched, essentially, to the big man up top. In this case was João Pedro, who's looking very good.
He's looking handy, isn't he? You think he'll do well in the Premier League?
I think he might do, yeah. He's already been playing there for a while. We chatted at the festival at the weekend that he's repaid a third of his transfer fee.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
I think he's paid it all off already.
Yeah.
I think they've earned something like 80 million euros for this or something.
Yeah.
Something obscene.
We get into the Club World Cup a little bit from our chat at the National Christian Football Festival.
But I think that's quite fair. I think you're watching it. I don't know if you saw the trophy lift as well. This has been a real talking point.
Well, I've seen that Donald Trump was involved, and didn't he just stay there?
He didn't leave. He handed it over. Infantino kind of signalled to him, "Come on,
get off the stage.
It's not about you," and he just stays. You see Cole Palmer behind him go, "What's he doing?" Reece James turns to him and says, "Can we lift it now?" And he's like, "Yeah." He just stays there. It's the most awkward, hilarious trophy lift you've ever seen.
Oh, great. I completely missed this. I've seen some pictures on social media, but I'm going to have to go and watch it back.
Another thing was that half-time was 24 minutes long because there was a half-time show.
Oh, my goodness. Who was it?
Coldplay. Of course it's Coldplay.
Well, we thought they might bring themselves in.
They did.
Yeah.
And there was a few other artists that I've not heard of, Ed. But I think there's a right to be concerned here because it didn't work.
Yeah.
None of this, Americanization of sport worked. I don't
Just
think.
got confusing, didn't it?
Yeah, and I think there's a right to be concerned that this could happen more. We've got the World Cup next year there, which you can only imagine is going to be more of the same.
And more American owners in the Premier League. We're up to 14 clubs now that have American ownership, which is, are we going to see more of this kind of nonsense in the Premier League? Who knows?
I think we probably are. You didn't watch the final?
No, I've made a bit of a thing of this. The more the tournament's gone on, the more angry I am that it's even taking place. But actually, no, last night I watched England absolutely demolish Wales in the Women's Euros, a game that very much matters and is not a waste of time. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. Have you watched any of the Women's Euros, Joe?
I've watched the first two games of the group stage. Last night, I have to admit, Ed, I was intrigued a bit by the Club World Cup final, knowing that the England game was a bit of a formality.
Yes.
Like it would have taken a Wales, was it a Wales 5-0 win?
Yeah, Wales needed to win 5-0, and I think they needed Netherlands to win as well. I can't quite remember, but it was looking very unlikely, and England scored nice and early, very sort of soft penalty. But what I would say is just in general that England looks so much more improved than they did in the first game against France, where they looked a lot like the England men's team, sort of passing it around out of ideas.
Sideways passes.
Yeah. And then sort of throwing the kitchen sink at it in the last 10 minutes and maybe sneaking something. But yeah, they've looked much more like their former selves in the last two games, and they go on to play Sweden
on Thursday
in the next round on Thursday.
Yeah. So I'll be very much watching that. I think the story for me so far though has been Wales's first ever goal. Right?
Yeah,
Jess Fishlock scoring her first ever tournament goal, and as the oldest player at the Euros, right? And it's just a wonderful story.
They also scored last night as well, of course, so they scored their first and second ever Euros goals, and a really, really nice move and a great finish. I think it's that one of those things is how Wales actually performed in this tournament was way more important than the results they were going to get. I think everyone assumed that they would likely just lose all three games, but it was all about them going and showing that they're worthy of being on the stage to compete. They were a bit poor in the first half and will feel like they could do better. But, I think the big thing for the Wales team is, they need more investment now. They're a few years behind the England setup. They need the investment now. They need these new young players coming through now, and they'll be up there in the next few years for sure. But it was more of a statement appearance from them, I think, really.
Yeah, I think it's felt like a really significant tournament. I think in general it's felt bigger than it's ever felt before, which shows the state of the women's game right now, that it's on the up.
Yeah.
I think there's an excitement around particularly the England team. Obviously we live in England, so we see that more, but it just feels like there's a good kind of vibe around this Euros.
And I think the thing with women's football in the past is that there's always been, maybe a few teams that are really good, and they often beat the rest of them by quite considerable margins. And actually, generally that hasn't really happened in this tournament. You just look at the France-Netherlands game, obviously a lot of goals in that, but it was really end-to-end and, a bit of a ding-dong battle, as they say, genuinely entertaining. I think it bodes well. The teams that have got through, France, England, Spain obviously looking really formidable. So I think it makes for a really interesting knockout stage. So we'll be very much keeping an eye on it.
It's an exciting time.
Well, let's not muck about anymore. Let's get to the National Christian Football Festival,
The main event.
Before we jump in, what was your favourite thing from the day that you saw?
It was a real throwback.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
It was one of those events that just makes you want to play football. I think we were both stood on the side, like there was 3 games going on at the same time. And we were kind of like moving between each one, trying to catch the best game. We had a wonderful man called Dylan leading us round, saying, we should watch this one. This is going to be a great game. And every game we seemed to watch was 0-0, and you hear a cheer on the other pitch. But yeah, just really good vibes. There was a lot of people taking it seriously, shin pads going on, shirt numbers. It was great. It was really hot. I don't know how they were playing.
Some great halftime team talks as well. You could about getting stuck in and about getting in the pocket and all this sort of stuff.
I heard a great one that was a team were losing 1-0, and that clearly the manager was saying, I don't want to change too much. I just keep doing what you're doing, lads, and the chances will come.
The chances will come.
It's just phrases like that I love around Sunday League kind of things.
Yeah. And of course, your wife Beth was with us as well. Beth Rivers.
She joined for the evening. Yes.
She was acting as our sort of correspondent, wasn't she?
Yeah.
She was watching the Sunderland Sambas game that was on the next pitch, and we would just hear, I think something's happened. And
at one point she said, I think Dale scored. I was like, who's Dale? And she was like, they just keep saying, Dale. Dale. So she was getting really into it. I think she had a lovely time.
Yeah, it was great. But and we had a really, really amazing day. But let's have a listen to us at the National Christian Football Festival. Hello and welcome to the podcast that is not wilting in the sun like Man City at the Club World Cup, but is absolutely fine because we've got a gazebo and we've got a big cooler of Soleros. It's the big man up top.
We are live at the National Christian Football Festival. Are we having a good time so far? Yes, we are. It's very hot, Ed.
It's very hot, yeah.
So warm.
So, as we mentioned, we are the big man up top. My name is Ed. I'm a Stoke fan. Oh gosh! So I'm wearing my vintage Stoke shirt here.
I thought I was Sunderland, to be fair.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take that right now. But Joe is a Liverpool fan.
No one really knows what to do about that.
Nobody knows what to do about that at the moment.
But what are we going to talk about today?
Well, so we are going to talk about what we've seen today here at the National Christian Football Festival. We're going to talk about football in general, some recent sort of football news and things that have been going on. And we're also going to touch on some deeper issues, some things about what football means to us as people and how it connects us all together. But first of all, I want to touch on the kits, because we've all come here in shirts tonight. I've seen some incredible shirts. I can already see some classics out there, Joe.
Yeah, some good stuff going on.
Joe, what are you wearing?
I'm actually wearing an England 2006 shirt.
Yeah, who does that belong to?
It's yours.
It is
yours,
mine.
actually. Yeah.
Why are you wearing my England shirt?
Well, I got married 4 years ago, so that means I can't buy any more football shirts. So all my old ones don't fit. My wife is wearing a 2017 Mo Salah shirt. She looks great in it, don't you? Don't you agree?
Well, that's fair enough. But Joe, this has been our first time at the National Christian Football Festival. First of all, just a huge thank you to all the guys at Ambassadors Football for putting this on, for inviting us here. Can we have a big round of applause, please, for this? It's been a fantastic event. But Joe, this has been our first time here. What have we seen today, Joe?
We caught the latter end of the Sunderland Sambas under-21 against who are they playing? New Life Bolton. There they are. Guys, a crushing last gasp equaliser today. What a moment.
Everybody's just happy to be not on the pitch anymore. Everyone's just exhausted and got heat stroke.
We saw a lot of shirt numbers going on, didn't we? Some duplicate shirt numbers.
Yeah, fantastic.
I saw a few number 14s on the same team.
Yeah, it's all fine. It's okay. What I would say about shirt numbers is that at least in all the games I saw, every player had a shirt number, which you might laugh, but I don't know if anybody saw TNS this week in the Champions League. They found themselves in a situation, they were in a qualifier. TNS, is that Total Network Solutions?
I believe it was. Now it's the New Saints.
The New Saints,
Still
that's
TNS.
right. They found themselves needing to change shirts in the middle of a game and only having a spare one with no number on. And so what do? You find a biro. I don't know if anyone saw this. An actual biro.
It's not even a Sharpie.
Writing the number 18 on a shirt in a Champions League match. What on earth is going on? So let's have a round of applause for everybody who came here today with a number on the back of their shirts. Because you are more Champions League than Total Network Solutions.
Now, Ed, you said this was our first time here. For me, it's very much my first time here. I believe you've told me that you used to play for Audacious FC. And you
yes.
took part in the National Christian Football Festival.
I did. So I have actually played in this tournament myself. I reckon 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Something like that. Yeah.
In your peak.
In the peak of my athletic prime. Yes.
Is that not now?
It's not far off now, but no, not now. No, I was a striker, Joe.
You're a striker.
I was a striker. I was a 5'7" target man.
Yeah, good hold-up play.
Good hold-up play, yeah. 16 appearances, 1 goal.
One goal? Was that here?
It wasn't here, no, I didn't score here. No.
Where was that?
It was a home game. I can't remember who it was against. It went in off my face, so I'm calling it a header. That's fine.
Absolutely. But I think we should move on to talk about some generic football. Now, I want to read a quote today from Gianni Infantino. Who's a Gianni Infantino fan in the room? Yeah.
Yes, not yeah.
You're the only one, Ed.
I was trying to give him some support. Not many people like Gianni Infantino.
No, he is, of course, the president of FIFA. He's the man we all look up to. He said today, the golden era of football, of club football, has started. The Club World Cup is here. We've all been waiting for it. Tomorrow's the final, Ed. Are you excited?
I'm not excited at all, no. I've not watched a single minute of the Club World Cup. Can we get a raise? Let's get some hands raised for anybody who has watched the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
A few of us, okay. Joe, you've watched a bit of it. What do you think of it?
Again, it looks really hot, doesn't it? It looks hard work. Do any of us want this? I don't know. But of course, tomorrow is the final. Chelsea against PSG. I'm looking forward to seeing all these new Chelsea wingers. And I also look forward to seeing them all play for Bayer Leverkusen in 3 years' time. João Pedro, of course, made his debut the other day against Fluminense. He scored 2 goals. He's apparently already repaid a third of his transfer fee.
Yeah.
By progressing to the final, they've got about £20 million. So I'd say it's a big win for Chelsea, and they play PSG tomorrow. Will you watch it?
No, because I'm actually going to be watching the England women play Wales.
Yeah.
If I'm honest. It's a game that actually means something.
And again, I think this highlights the problem that those games are on at the same time, right?
It's just, for me, I don't know about if it's been like this for anybody else. I just see this whole competition as a bit of a waste, not a waste of time, because obviously there's a lot of money involved, but it is just a big money spinner. And actually, when you see players like Musiala get that horrific injury in a World Cup year as well, I think it just highlights why we just shouldn't be playing this at all. And so, yeah, that's my gut feeling.
If you were to completely scrap all of football and start again, I think there's an argument that the Club World Cup is a good idea, right? Like you want a way to pitch the best clubs in the world against each other. I personally think this particular tournament hasn't worked because it's in America, it's in the height of summer. I wonder if there's something about doing this alongside the same season, the season at the same time. But I think if you look at football, I think this is a question of fixture congestion. And I think the League Cup is more in danger of being scrapped than this.
Quite possibly, we could see the end of the League Cup. Goodness me, not the World Cup. The end of the League Cup very soon, maybe. Just before we move on, obviously there's been a lot of transfers this summer already. Some big names. Joe, any big name transfers that have really stuck out to you?
Yeah, of course, Liverpool have signed Florian Wirtz. That's a massive one. I'm really looking forward to him playing for Liverpool. A couple of new fullbacks as well. Arsenal are making moves as well. They're really close to signing Noni Madueke, which I think is quite a savvy signing. Not sure where he's going to play, but I think it's a good signing.
Morgan Gibbs-White moving as well, potentially?
Yes, Morgan Gibbs-White is apparently moving to Tottenham. Forest aren't happy about it. They are looking to take legal action. Of course they are.
Of course. Nottingham Forest, who love to take legal action at any given moment, will be trying it again very soon.
But I think Tottenham are making some really good moves. They've signed Mohamed Kudus as well. I don't quite know where they're going to fit all these attacking players, but I'm quite excited for Tottenham this year. I think Thomas Frank is a really good manager. I think he'll sort their defence out. I think then I don't think they'll get as many injuries as they did last season. But yeah, I'm excited for Tottenham.
One of the biggest football stories, I think it's fair to say, in the last sort of week or so, has been the story of Diogo Jota. I think we'd all agree that's been a really shocking and awful, tragic story. Joe, I think, look, I'm not going to say it's old news, it's not, but there is a semblance of saying that the world moves on very quickly with news. Big news becomes yesterday's news very, very quickly. Joe, you're a Liverpool fan. What's the mood like amongst Liverpool fans at the moment?
Yeah, I think obviously when the news hits, it's absolutely devastating. I think you read the reports out and you're like, I just can't believe this. I think that the football world is shook. I think we've never really experienced this before. We don't really know what to do when such a tragic thing's happened. I think the whole of football has unified, which we're going to come on to talk about how we do that more. Some of the tributes that have been coming out this week have been really nice. I think there's been a lot of player celebrations that have kind of honoured Jota. Something Liverpool did yesterday, which was really nice. I think they retired the number 20. So across all of their levels, the men's game, the women's game, the underage games, they've retired the number 20 in Diogo Jota's honour. So I think that's a really nice tribute to them. But I think something that this kind of highlights is kind of a moment of perspective. We have an opportunity here that football does move on really quickly. This news broke just over a week ago and everyone stopped, everyone paid their tribute, some really nice stuff. But then we move on. Look, life happens, football happens, it is the transfer window, things start to happen. But we have an opportunity here to kind of stop and remember that footballers are humans. I think that's something that we try and talk about a lot on our podcast, is that we need to recognise that these are human beings. We can get frustrated at our players, and I know as a Liverpool fan you can look at Darwin Núñez and get frustrated at the way he plays, the way he finishes, but
we all get frustrated with Darwin Núñez, Joe.
Absolutely, but this just brings a stark reminder that they are humans. Liverpool play in their first friendly tomorrow, and it's going to be a really emotional day for all of us. And I think it's a great opportunity to show, you know what, we love our teams, we love our players, let's get behind them, let's show them some love.
I think there's another thing as well that this whole story with Diogo Jota can teach us as well, and it's the shared common humanity that we have. Everything that Ambassadors Football is about how football brings people together. It's about unity through football, and if we, what a great moment to see the unity and what football can do to bring people together. It's through football. I think we can all agree we live in a world at the moment that is very divided. We're all in our tribes. We're all in our teams, like we were out on the pitch today, or like you were. I wasn't doing any running whatsoever. But we're all now here in this room together. As a collective, and the Christian faith teaches us a lot about that. That we are all, regardless of where we come from, regardless of what generation we were born into, regardless of what background we are all made in God's image. We are all sons and daughters of God, and we all share this common humanity. So I think that's something we can learn from this Diogo Jota situation.
Yeah, absolutely. I think football is the ultimate leveler, isn't it? We've spoke about that before. We're all here because we love football. We love playing football. We love watching football. And we're all from different backgrounds. It's brought us together and we're all hanging out. What do you think this teaches us about our everyday life? How do you think we can use football to kind of gather that sense of community?
Yeah, I just think it can just remind us that even if people wear a different coloured shirt, even if they support a different team, that maybe actually there's a lot more that unites us than divides us. Even if they have a different opinion about something, actually maybe there's some common ground there. And I think it just helps us to, like you say, gain that perspective and realise that we are all human beings together. And yeah, events like this, the National Christian Football Festival, it shows us how we can all come together under the banner of football and all have an amazing time together.
Well, there we go, Ed. That was a fun time, wasn't it?
It certainly was.
And after we did that podcast, we did a quiz for everyone.
We did a quiz, which turns out one of the questions I got wrong. And so I asked a question, and during the answers section, somebody came up to me and said, "You've got this one wrong."
There was a dispute.
There was a disputed question, and this person was absolutely right, and I looked like an absolute fool.
Yep.
So there we go.
Never mind. Shake it off and we go again.
Shake it off and we go again.
But I think for me, this was again just another reminder that football is so good at bringing us together. This was a room full of people from loads of different backgrounds and kind of upbringings. Yet we were all here because we love football, and we touched on that in the clip just there. Something that I overheard whilst we were kind of making our way around the games, there was just these two lads heading towards a pitch. And I just heard one of them say to the other, "Oh, I'm thinking about coming along." And the other guy was like, "Oh, to church?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm thinking of coming along to church." It was the most normal conversation.
Yeah.
It wasn't made into a big thing. The other guy was like, "Oh, yeah, you should." Like, it was so normal. And obviously, I don't know his story. I didn't interrupt and say, "Sorry, did you just say you're coming to church?"
Will you put this on the record, please?
It wasn't like that. It was just the most casual, normal conversation. And that's all it has to be.
Yeah.
Right. Football has brought these two lads together. Maybe one of them goes to church and the other doesn't. They've come to play for the team. And it started a kind of a process in this guy's mind of maybe I want to try out church.
Well, that's it. And we touched in that clip on how I have briefly played for Audacious FC quite a few years ago and was not very good. But that was one of my overwhelming experiences as well. This was a church team. It was set up out of the church in Manchester. And probably I'd say maybe a third of us were regular churchgoers. And the rest of the lads were lads that were just in different places in terms of their faith journey. You know, some of the guys I saw as part of the team for years before they eventually walked in, but it was being associated with the team that actually brought them in. And, you know, for others, it was they may not come into the church, and that's okay. It was just a place for them to be. And I think you're right. It's just football is an amazing way that we can just really naturally live out our faith, and you know, without being weird, Joe. You know, but no, it was absolutely tremendous. And just to say a huge thank you to the guys at Ambassadors Football for looking after us, for having us there for the day. And I would just encourage everybody to go and have a look. They'll, I'm sure, have the details for next year's National Christian Football Festival. If you play in a church team, check it out. Go and enter yourselves. Get in there. There's a shield and there's a cup as well. If your team's not very good, you can get through to the cup, I think. But it's just, a really top weekend. So get involved.
Well, thanks again for listening to this short episode. I hope you enjoyed what we had to say. Again, just a polite reminder, Ed, get involved in our YouTube community. We're very excited to be launching this properly in the new season. We're going to have full episodes on video. So head over to youtube.com/@BigManUpTopPod.
Yes, come and say hi, come and get involved, and make sure you leave your comments and all that lovely stuff.
You posted a picture of yourself on there this week, didn't you?
Did I?
Yeah, you just said I'm at Stoke watching the
oh yeah,
game.
yeah, oh yes, that was it. Yeah.
So if you want to go and have a look at Ed outside of Stoke,
it's literally just me. It's just I had nobody behind me, but there was quite a lot of people there.
Okay,
you know, but I admit it probably does look odd, but you know. Anyway, come and say hi, come and join in the conversation, and looking forward to the new season, aren't we, Joe?
We are.
Next week, we have an amazing episode where we are going to hear producer Anthony's story. That's going to be delightful.
Yeah, what a guy.
What a guy. And so we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.